8 years after Super Typhoon Haiyan, known locally as Yolanda, the most destructive storm to hit the Philippines, Super Typhoon Rai, known locally as Odette, brought similar torrential rains, violent winds, mudslides, floods, and storm surges to central parts of the Philippines, leaving a wide path of destruction and debris in its wake. While not as powerful as Haiyan, Rai damaged houses, infrastructure, and livelihoods on a comparable scale. It struck as people across the Philippines were already coping with increasing poverty, unemployment, and a rollback on development gains following 2 years of the pandemic. The resources are now depleted and local coping capacities are severely strained. One bright spot amid Rai's destruction was the significantly lower number of casualties, which is thanks to preemptive measures undertaken by communities and governments. Worse, poor people tend to be the most vulnerable to bad weather. Their simple homes offer less safety than those in gated communities and high-rise condominiums.
Five advantages of typhoon preparedness. First, clear communication. Second, comprehensive training. Third, knowledge of assets. Fourth, technology fail-safes and protocol. Fifth, healthcare leadership involvement. Disadvantage of typhoon. Infamous of their destructive powers, typhoons can generate winds of more than 75 miles per hour and cause major flooding through their intense rainfall and storm surge. Their effects range from structural damage to trees, watercrafts, and buildings to both immediate and long-term impacts on human life and livelihood.
Typhoons bring strong winds and heavy rains resulting in flooding, great damage to crops, houses and buildings, and death due to accidents. Climate change affects the increase in the intensity of typhoons. People can be killed, injured, or lost during typhoons. Flooding can cause people to drown, houses to be completely destroyed, property to be swept away, and farms to lose all of their crops to the winds and relentless rains. Such stressors place you at risk for emotional and physical health problems. Stress reactions after a disaster look very much like the common reactions seen after any type of trauma.
Typhoon have a big impact to everyone, just like its possible outcome is a flood and landslide that can cause of drowning of houses because of flood, and also it can kill or injure a lot of people. Typhoon also have a big impact to environment, like because of storm many trees and plants and animals was destroyed or killed, and farms will lose of their crops because of flood and strong winds. That's why, to avoid these possible outcomes of typhoon, we should listen to radio or watch the news about typhoon.
It is important to monitor updates about the weather, especially if there is a possibility of the low pressure area to develop into the typhoon and if your area will be affected by it. Number 1. Listen to weather updates and advisory. Number 2. Keep watch for warnings and plans regarding evacuation in your community. Number 3. Check your house's conditions and make necessary repairs. Number 4. Keep your typhoon kit in area where you can easily get in case of emergency. Number 5. Bring your pets and livestock in the designated evacuation area for animals. If not, keep them in safe place. During a typhoon, listen to weather updates if possible. Stay alert for any sign of the threat in your area and do the following. Number 1. Remain calm and stay inside your house or the evacuation center. Number 2. Turn off the main switch for utilities like water and electricity. Number 3. Have a flashlight or lamp in hand in case of emergency and the loss of electricity. Number 4. Keep away from possible dangers like glass windows.
And then, what to do after a typhoon? Even after a typhoon has passed, we should still be alert and cautious because its aftermath can still pose danger to us. So number one, before returning home, wait for authorities to announce that it is safe to go back to your area. Then number two, keep away from danger. Structures with damages, fallen trees, damaged power lines. Then number three, give way to rescue and emergency teams. Four, be extra careful when making repairs at home. And then last is, before switching the electricity on, make sure there are no wet or submerged outlets or appliances.